everybody. Welcome back to this video. We're talking about our very new and very exciting V35 project tunings on the DZO RL. And on these tunings, we have taken as much inspiration as we can from footage and various findings of the old Takumarles lenses, which I personally love, and was very excited to bring this recipe to these DZO RL primes. I was mainly interested in doing this set just so we could call them the Takumarles primes. I feel like it was fitting and we just kind of had to go that direction. So right now it's 5 primes in the DZO RL set. It's a 25, 35, 50, 75, and a 100. They're all T14s. As we're filming this right now, very soon, couple weeks, the other 5 focals will be shipping, which is a 14, a 21, a 40, a 135, and a 180. So this whole tuning will be roughly 10 focal lengths with maybe more coming down the line in the future. So a really full-fledged, all the time prime set that you could take on pretty much whatever you want. So we're talking about the Takumarles lenses. I really love these because they were vintage lenses that were still neutral enough to not be super heavy character, but they were really easy to kind of either make look sharp or look dreamy and fun. And it was just a really good balance of that with really golden and orange flares and circular rainbow type flares. I feel like we really on this set specifically got very close to a lot of the characteristics and the traits of the Takumarles set. Now, when we're talking about the Takumarles across the board, they were very inconsistent. There was a lot of focal lengths and some were T4, some were T35, some were T14, some were T19, some were T21. They kind of had a split across the board. So when we started our research, we really looked at the 35 f2 and what the traits were happening in the f2 version. And what we were finding was that there was a lot of edge fall off in terms of sharpness and resolution out towards the corners and edge of frame. The flares were really golden and fun and interesting, circular, orby. There was a kind of softening of the skin going on, not so much a halation, but just a very soft glow from skin tones and highlights. And across the board, just a really pleasant textured bokeh in the back that had some really fun character, wide open, and as you stop down became a much more neutral lens. And when I talk about stop down, if you wanted to say match the 20 with the 35, you'd have to stop your 35 down to a f4.5. So there is a large variance of looks going on in that set, but the thing we really gravitated to of all the focal lengths was the 35 f2 and its look wide open and as we kind of stop down. And a lot of those things were present in other focal lengths in the set, with the wides not quite exhibiting that, mainly because they couldn't open up as far. So the nice part about this is, say, the 25 or even the 21 that's coming out that's a T14 is a 1.4 versus the 20 mil 4.5. So you're gonna get a lot more character out of that lens, kind of wide open, than you would the standard Takumarles set of the past. Not to mention these outperform them in breathing and chromatic aberration and some other things because they're modern lenses. But in general, the Takumarles set just really had a beautiful life to them. And I think they look really great from a skin tone perspective as well as a good separation of the back. And I think we got a lot of that done with these lenses here. Now, the really cool thing about starting with the DZO as the base is that their system that covers Vista Vision on the rear, they have these coupe filters that can attach magnetically on the back. So, you know, we didn't go super heavy on halation on these because if you really want to, you can do that on the backside of your lens at almost no expense to you or anybody else. You can change at will. The other thing that's really great about these being such a shallow flange depth is that if you wanted to put these on any sort of doublers, expanders, rear anamorphic situations, let's say a module 8 tuner to get even crazier, you're gonna be able to do that with all of these focal lengths right here, and probably most likely all the ones that are coming. Now, with this set also, they do come with EF mount if you do feel brave enough and have the right tools to switch and flip-flop them as needed. We pretty much don't recommend that unless you do have the right tooling because you can start throwing off your marks and making things go a little bit crazy. But as a whole, in PL mount, these things illuminate very well. They look great, wide open. They have a kind of soft bloom, texture bokeh, big fall off with some really good character. But as you stop down to 2.8, you start seeing these sharpen way back up and can use them a little bit more on your corporate jobs or some other stuff like that. And not feel like you're stuck with one set that's just heavy character. I feel like this is gonna be a great set for anyone who's on the fence between sets. This might be a set that kind of does everything at a pretty reasonable price point. So like our tuning on all of these is gonna be $2,500 per lens. That includes the internal tuning as well as the exterior shell, which we have redone. If you know the stock ones, they're pretty much all black and yellow. We've gone through and redesigned these to give them a lot more of a fun appeal on set and just make them a little bit kind of exciting. It's kind of fun to get done with set and go back with a little cloth and polish these up to keep this chrome looking nice. And now we're just going to jump right into our kind of normal testing where we check, edge of frame, top and bottom, breathing, texture at different distance markings, breathing, and just overall lens characteristics as a whole. So this is gonna be a little bit, we're gonna shoot each one of these lenses wide open at T1.4 and at T2.8 and just get a feel for what each of these does. So sit back and we'll catch you when we're done. we really like how these came out. These are now available and shipping. If you wanted to buy all 5 of these brand spanking new, tuned to your door, we're looking at $21,499 US. Price on the B set will be slightly higher because those focal lengths are going to be on average about $800 a piece more expensive than these, but we are now actively working on tuning the other ones as well, so very soon we will have all these available. If you want to put in your order, please email us at info@v35project.com or sales@v35project.com. These are ready to roll now. We can get you basically into a new set within 2 to 3 weeks. We get about a week of shipping them to us, and then it's about a 2 to 3 week turnaround on the tuning to get them shipped back to you. So if you're looking for a really great set of lenses that have a great blend of vintage and modern that you can use on a multitude of shoots, these DZO Arl based on the Takumarles lenses might be just the lenses for you. So thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy what we've done with these new tunings on the Arl set.